Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad to hear you this morning. We appreciate you coming in and visiting with us on your television screen or watching on your iPad or whatever, however you watch us. We appreciate you. Our weather brought to us by Drew Potter's company and Gulf Coast Air Conditioning, taking care of our everyday comfort needs. High today 66, low 53, and water temperature is 66. I'll get a kick out of it when something like the air temperature and water temperature is the same thing. It really, at the end of the pier, this time last week, it was like 62, 63, and it's gone up 3 degrees in the last 4 days. So that's that warm current that's come through. And I saw some pictures of guys catching some pompano, and that's, ironically, I didn't know the temperature warmed up, but when I looked at the picture, I'm thinking to myself, you do catch them sometime because they're just, some of them stay up here, but when they get the warm water, they come in closer to shore, and that's exactly what happened when I checked out the water temperature. So anyway, moving along our river readings, take a look at our Apalachicola Bluntstown. It's high, folks. It's reading 13.1, and it's up there, okay? And how about the Choctaw Caryville? It's going down, it's a 7.4, but it's dropping. This morning reading a 7.4, but dropping out. So we don't know. We got some rain, a little bit of rain coming later on this week, so we'll see how that affects it. It'll affect it immensely if it's a heavy rain over there in our western viewing area. Take a look at our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Today, January the 10th. We're looking at good tides today and decent tides tomorrow. The rest of the week, not very good. Low this morning at 9:11 and high is at 11:30. Our marine forecast is not much breeze today, just coming out of west a little bit from 5 to 7. Okay, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. As you send your pictures in, a lot of times y'all will give some kind of personal description, and that just adds, that's like icing on the cake. The cake is great, but icing on it even better. So when y'all do that, I really enjoy sharing them with everyone else. For instance, this one, first one right here. Take a look. This is Coach Chester. I'm writing this for John Ray. You may remember he's had medical problems the last 2 years and has been unable to hunt. He was fortunate to get a guided hunt at Magnolia Hunting Preserve in Defuniak Springs. The guide was awesome, very helpful with John, and he was able to rack up. He killed a 14-point and an 11-point. I'll say he racked up. He is a happy hunter. He watches your show every morning. I'm sure he would love to see his photo on your show. Thank you, his wifey, Donna, and daughter, Amy. Check this out, folks. Look at John, look at there. Is that not some trophy bucks right there? One of those is a trophy buck. Getting a double header like that. I'm so proud you got to go, John. And as always, appreciate you watching the show. Great family line and heritage all through your family. All right. Thank you, Donna, for sending that in. One of my former students, but she works for the sheriff's office now. Been with them a while. This is Casey Melton. There's Casey. And obviously, she loves outdoors, and obviously this was her first buck the other day, and that's a nice buck, Casey. That big old smile, she's always had that in class, and even I saw her not too long ago in the sheriff's car, and waved and actually got to talk to her. So, Casey Melton, good job. And I know y'all saw this. And just like that, the NFL was okay with everyone praying on the field again. That was just what a terrible time turned in such a wonderful result, and it shows the power of prayer across America. I was so proud to see that. Skeeter Granger sent this to me. My son Daniel Granger killed a fine 10-point just south of Wausau. Here it is right here. Daniel, that is a good buck there, buddy. Wausau. There's some bucks up in that area. All right, thank you, Larry Granger, for sending that to me. There it is right there. Nice buck. It looks like an older buck, too. Carol Miller, one of our loyal viewers up there in Lynn Haven. Hope your year is off to a good start. We're looking forward to another year of starting our days with Panhandle Outdoors. We appreciate the effort you put into the new material with every show. Thank you, Carol. I want to share some photos of bird activity in the pond on Gulf Coast State College campus. Now, she works out there. She's a teacher, and she did not get great shots of the thievery, but you can see the great blue heron took advantage of the egret's effort. The egret left after losing his lunch and flying off in the center of the last picture. I also add your names, I think we did, but anyway, she captured, this is on campus, okay? All right, look at the heron and the egret, okay? So you got it set up. That's pretty right there. Okay, flying off, and look at there. Who got the fish? The great blue heron. That is funny. That's nature. That's like where the crawdads sing. It's just nature. Dennis Hale. Dennis is the owner of Real Time Fisheries, and he's a big outdoorsman. So he had to go ahead and break that. This is a good story now, so listen to this. I had to go ahead and break the ice. It ain't too bad, a 200-pounder, okay? Now, his daughter Cecily, pay attention, she posted also right after her dad did, said Dad started off 2023 with a nice buck. So she took a picture of her dad and put it on. So both pictures, so we've got complete evidence that Dennis did take that buck. But guess what happened a little bit later? I couldn't let Dennis Hale, her dad, kill one without me. So she got one later on that day. Now it's a little dark right there, but check out this next picture, okay? Is that not a great picture of a father and daughter? Now Dennis is the owner of Real Time, and Cecily works there in a restaurant. She's the head waitress. She helps run that whole side. So next time you're in Real Time Fishery, you tell them you saw, that's a great picture. I love it. The father and daughter both got them a buck on the same day. Both of them a big outdoorsmen. Cecily played softball over Weewall. Fine player, got a softball scholarship to Enterprise State and played there a couple of years. Hope y'all like all the little tidbit information I provide. How about, we showed this about the trifecta, okay, here we go. This is, Frank Davis received this as a Christmas present. They sent his family called Mike Edwards and had him autograph his Panhandle Rattler. Now, is that not a great idea for a present? If you want to do something unique for someone just coming here for their birthday or Father's Day, Mother's Day, whatever, get them get that name right there, Captain Frank, get Coach Chester or whatever, put on one of those Panhandle Rattlers. That is a collector's item for sure. Good job, Mike Edwards. Okay, one more real quick. Bo Sullivan. Bo's a big outdoorsman. Bobby Sullivan's dad. Now Rayleigh and I killed a banded wood duck this evening. So there's a band on it. He was duck hunting, and I'm gonna show you. I touched base with Bo. I had him in class. I said, Bo, let me know when you find out where it came from. Years ago, I killed one in Bayou George, and it had been tagged in Beaver Lake, Indiana. And he replied to me, the band was put on in Bridgeport, Michigan. So how about that? He did. Now you go. When I got mine, I had to send it off to the Department of Interior in Washington D.C. About 3 or 4 weeks later, I got the result. Now you just go online and find out. You can put that number in and find out where it was tagged. So all the way up there in Michigan. All right. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. I've got a little minute-and-a-half video. I run across these things, and most of them I just look at and pass on. But this one, I just want to share it with you because here it is, the Florida Everglades, and you have all these game cameras now. And this particular guy, has gotten together and put together his best picture from 2022. He's obviously a professional photographer as far as he put it together really nice. And I feel like I think you would enjoy seeing the nature and all the different things in the Florida Everglades, because we have some of the same things up here in our area, in Tate's Hell and places like that. So let's give this a try. Let me see if we can get it going here. All right, and the guy's name is Bergeron Everglades Foundation, and they just here we go. This is 2022 highlights. Look at the little bear cubs. Nighttime. Ooh, check that out. All right, Bill Roxby, see that bear? I love this one. Is that not cool? I can't bear more. There's your turkey. Is a panther not just a cool animal? Where are he looking for you? Uh-huh. You tell us the Everglades, the cypress. Look at there, he's going across. See, they use bridges. Animals are smart. Now you can do this at your property. Put together the highlights. I thought it was a great idea. Just capture your highlights for the whole year. Look at that turkey. Oh, how about that? That had just been born not too long ago. What a big gator. Holy cow. Look at that beard. Okay, so that was it. He just wished everybody a Happy New Year. And I thought, hey, what a cool idea is to just capture a whole year worth of stuff and put it together, what, a minute and a half, and have all those in there. Let's go ahead and add our names. They're piling up on me. I got a day or two overlap, so if you don't hear right away, it's coming, I promise. So I appreciate and this is really, it takes Gail a lot of time because her print, I mean, you think she's a English teacher or something, where she prints everything so fine. She has such a beautiful print on it, and so, and then she keeps a master copy of everything, and anyway, she just goes above and beyond, so she's a little behind right now. Norvin Thibodeau, the Thibodeau family, and his better half, Ruth, Panama City. Brandon Cutchins, Josie Cutchins, Panama City. Captain Jerry Cutchins, all right. TJ Cobb up there in Weewall. Caitlin and Lisa McCobb. I got a good picture of their little girl catching a fish in just a minute. Kelly Starling, Southport. Brent Starling, Southport. Carol Miller, Lynn Haven, Joel Miller. They won last year. And then Ron, good folks up in Lynn Haven. Over in Freeport. Okay, Pete, Rainey, Allison Anglin, St. Joe Beach. And also from Tallulah Falls, Georgia. So that's one of some of our folks that spends part of time in Georgia and part of time down here. That's the way to go right there. Allison Anglin and John Anglin, same story, Tallulah. April Cutchins, Lisa Ward Ebro, Greg Ward Ebro, Ronnie Matthews, Lynn Haven, Thomas Platt, longtime viewer, Panama City, John Breachin, Walton County, Nancy Flores, Panama City, Darrell Weeks, Greenhead, Rebecca Weeks, Greenhead, Willahama Swearingen and Edsel Swearingen. They watch the show religiously every morning, and I hear from them on such good, kind people. Thank you all for watching. Annette Dauphin, Bo George, Kelly Starling, Southport, Andy James, Altha, Brent Starling, Southport, Keela James, Altha. Okay, let's see, that's a blank. Denver Dauphin, Bo George, Terry James, Altha, Sean Parent, Spring Hill, Tennessee. Sean Parent, Kenny Jackson, Cottondale. Now, if you folks that win it on YouTube, if you get a chance, just let me know you're on YouTube, and I'll let Clay know you'll come when you're down here in town. Okay, Dorothy Jackson, Cottondale, Dawson Barnes, Cottondale, Caitlin Barnes, Cottondale, Bobby Barnes, Cottondale. That's 3 generations of families, I think. Kenny Hicks, Dennis Tatum, Panama City Beach, just a few more. Tony Acock, Panama City Beach, Tracy Acock from Panama City Beach, Carson Hathaway, Fountain. Let's see, AJ Acock from DeSoto, Georgia. Chris Barnes, Cottondale, Jelena Barnes, Cottondale, Crystal Melvin, the Melvin family. There's a lot of them up there. Always been with us on the show. Crystal, Fountain, Bella, and Lexi, and Mary Melvin, Sharon Thompson, Bo George, Donna Melvin Fountain, Joy Melvin, watches every day, and then Aaron McMillan, Valdosta, Georgia, Heather Thompson, Bo George, Dexter Melvin, and Jimmy Thompson, Bo George. There you go. All right, we got more. That's all we can spend time on. Let's move on to some outdoor stuff. I do want to let you know, for you hunters, I think you all know this, but just for everyone's sake, the rut is on. The rut is on. And it always comes this time of year, and it's, again, I've always talked about, around the Martin Luther King holiday. It's always just a great time for, for all kinds of reasons, but I just know that marks that weekend. And back in the day, we would just always do what we call the third weekend of January in our area. So, but now with social media, you can see all kind of posts about people now asking questions. These beginners are getting into hunting and wondering when is rut on. Then all these experts, they just can't wait to tell somebody. So it's just a whole list. I'll get a kick out of Gulf County, Jackson County, Washington County, up here in Washington. They're doing this, they're doing that. So I summed up everything, and I can come up with those 4 words. The rut is on here in the Florida Panhandle for the next 2 weeks or so. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's take a look at our fishing game times today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. They've got something for everyone in that store, I promise you. Check it out. Looking at today's time, looking at 1:27 to 3:27 this morning, and this afternoon 1:48 to 3:48. I want to mention, speaking of bait and tackle and all different things, I want to mention, in fact, I should start off with this picture. Check out this picture here, and that is sand fleas, okay? That someone found some sand fleas the other day. First of all, I could tell they were not veteran surf fishermen, number one, because you got them in a bottle, in a bowl of water, which they're going to drown. And number two, they kept this right here. See that yellow? That's the female. You always throw back females of any species in the wilds, okay? So what I wanted, and they were all tickled about, they found some sand fleas. I got thinking about that. I wanted to share this with you. I feel stronger about it now than I used to about, for instance, different kind of conservation issues have always been very strong on our environment way before it became, I never have been a tree hugger, but y'all know how I feel about preserving our outdoors in the Florida Panhandle. But even on sand fleas, I spent a lot of time yesterday thinking about this, because what bothered me was seeing the one with the eggs, and I'm sure that person didn't intentionally, does not know any better, and hopefully someone will get word to them to always release it. But I will go a step further. On these sand fleas here, I've just about caught my last sand flea. And I'll tell you why. Because fish bites, a little strip of bubblegum looking stuff, fish bites, I will promise you will catch more than sand fleas, okay? Now, I know it's a natural bait, I love using natural bait, but I got to thinking, why would I go ahead and destroy a whole group of sand fleas, digging in the sand, and then when I can catch the same amount, if not more, with something I can buy for like $5 or $6 that'll last me for a whole trip. I mean, I'm willing to do that now. If you got some kids with you that enjoy seeing those sand fleas, with their little antennas sticking up and catching them, well, go ahead and catch them and then let the kids release them. That's just something I feel strong about. And another thing about putting them in the water, you don't put them in the water. What you do, you got a 5-gallon bucket and you put about that much sand in the bottom of the bucket, and when you catch them, you put them in the bucket and they'll crawl down into the sand. They can't swim. In fact, you put them in the water and the waves, they just start tumbling. So it's our, I won't say responsibility, but if you can, let people know this kind of information so they want to get into it and destroy it. But that's just the way I feel. I don't think I'm going to, you never say never. We talked about that, but I probably won't be using sand fleas much anymore because of fish bites. Actually, it's easier to hook the fish bite on there than the actual sand flea. So, well, I'm not going to start a movement called Save the Sand Flea or whatever, but I'm just, as an outdoorsman, as a responsible outdoorsman, I just think that's something I can do myself. But and plus, you talk to anyone, and it's really, they're not seeing very many of them now compared to years past, mainly because so many people have gotten them, and beach renourishment has hurt them also. I wrote this down. I've been meaning to talk about it for the last 3 or 4 shows since we came back on air. It has nothing to do with outdoors. I put drivers, exclamation point. Y'all be careful out there as a driver. I've always talked about it off and on the show, but it seems like it's gotten worse and worse about reckless and unsafe drivers and careless and driving, and it's all about me kind of driving. And I sit in awe when I'm stopped at a red light, and as people are coming, and awe is people that run that red light. When it turns green, I still have people coming. You see it too. Talked to one of my former students the other day who was now a state trooper, ran into him being a state trooper for 8 years. And we were talking about it, and he said, "Coach, you're right, it's gotten really bad." And of course, they don't really have that much to do with red lights because state troopers on the highway, but he certainly, they're all aware of it, but it just drive defensively and then watch out for the other person. I saw during Christmas break, I think it was 135 citations they wrote, many of them were for drunk drivers, and saying now the drunk drivers are just as bad in the daytime as they are at nighttime. They're catching, or not necessarily drunk drivers high and different things like that. So I felt very strong about sharing that with you today, about just constantly be on guard, drive defensively, and we all talk to our kids and grandkids about it too. So continue to share that and be careful too. Try to get Jason Keene to come on with the Highway Patrol. He says he's coming on, but we haven't seen him yet. Y'all do something good today for someone else. You have a great day tomorrow. We have FWC. Travis is coming in, and also someone else. So you have a great day today, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.